Welcome to the 118th episode of the Trading Without Borders podcast with Omobi, your host. Today we will continue our discussions on the review of the AfCFTA Women and Youth Protocol. For the past few weeks we have been looking at what the protocol provides in respect of the inclusion and the participation of women and youth in trade under the AfCFTA. And the last episode, we looked at the provisions on access to finance, inclusivity, amongst other provisions. So today, we will continue our discussion and we are going to focus on the provisions on development of productive and export capacity and the provisions on access to trade information. So let's move right into that. So on the provisions of development of productive and export capacity, this is basically focusing on how the capacity of the women and youths will be improved in order to participate in trade. So what does the protocol provide? So state parties are to provide appropriate educational and training programs in collaboration with any relevant institutions, that is organizations, training institutions, to improve the technical capacity and compliance with regulatory requirements and standards for women and youth in trade. So the state parties are to work with private organizations or other organizations for capacity building in respect of technical capacity and ensuring that women and youth comply with regulatory requirements and standards to participate in trade. Then another provision says that the state parties are to develop and strengthen special programs for women and youth in trade to enhance their productive capacity and foster that, ensure their integration into regional and continental value chains. That means that the special programs or grants should be held to enhance productive capacity, that's the capacity to be able to produce and ensure that women and youth in trade can also participate in the regional and continental value chains. And finally, state parties are to promote the participation of women and youth in trade in national, regional, continental trade fairs, business fora, conferences, trade promotion activities on any other platforms, basically to increase the visibility of their products and services. So state parties are to ensure to help women and youth in trade increase their visibility by enabling them to participate in various programs, trade fairs, business fora, conferences on trade. Let's move to the next one, which is access to trade information. Under access to trade information, so state parties are to facilitate that ensure the women and youth in trade have access to market intelligence and trade information, including in remote geographical areas, to help them improve their ability to access AfCFTA market opportunities using the most modern and appropriate information and communication technology. So this is basically to allow access to information maybe about markets, about products, consumers, competitors. So state parties are to ensure that women are able to access this information concerning trade to be able to improve their access to AfCFTA market opportunities, and they're to use modern and appropriate information and communication technology. Then also the provision, Article 13 also provides that the state parties are to ensure the development and dissemination of market intelligence and trade information, including information on value chains, requirement to enter and expand market segments that provide high income opportunities for women and youth in trade. So what this is also saying that from certain market segments or product that provide high income opportunities, state parties are to ensure that women and youth in trade can access market intelligence, that information on value chains and market access requirements to be able to expand their operations, amongst others. That's for this. So another provision also states that So basically, state parties are to partner with both public and private institutions to ensure that information can be accessed. This information is decentralized. It's not just focused, for example, maybe on just government agencies. You can access that information with private institutions or various platforms that are spreading or providing information on trade. State parties are also to ensure that the inquiry points that are set up in respect of trade facilitation must be responsive. Any inquiry point that's set up concerning trade relation information needs of women and youths in trade, they must be responsive inquiry points. It's not going to be inquiry points that are just set up, and when women and youth need information, they are not able to get that information or they cannot access those inquiry points. That's what this provision is saying. And finally, it also says that the information set out in this article shall be provided in a manner that is simple and easily understandable. That is, break down technical information or technical terms so that women and youth in trade can understand what this protocol has provided for them, or what the protocol is saying in respect of them being able to participate and be included, and to ensure their inclusion in trade. So we're wrapping up here. And as usual, the podcast is for educational purposes only. If you need expert advice, you need information to access any markets within the AfCFTA or in Africa, or you want to expand your operations, or you want to enter into any of the African markets, please reach out to me on LinkedIn. I am Omobola Adekola. And until next week, I say to you, bye-bye.